associated gradient of the filtration. The GM action gives you the grading of the associated gradient. Once you know that, and if you remark that in the space of lambda connections, the fiber over 1 is m gram, and the fiber over 0 is the Dolbeau cohomology, then I mean, it's sort of obvious that you're talking about the Hodge coefficient. Right? You're talking about something which is a brilliant thing that looks like a filtration, and where the associated gradient is the Dolbeau cohomology. Okay. Then, of course, the final thing to notice is that if you have a point E, if you have an E, so I'm not saying what E is here, but let's take a harmonic bundle E. So if you take an E, which is a harmonic bundle, say a variation of Hodge structure or something like that, then as Janine pointed out elsewhere in the letter, that gives you a preferred section of the Twister space. And if you calculate the normal bundle to this Hodge construction along this preferred section, then you get exactly this T construction that we had in number 1 for the tangent space of the space of representations with its usual Hodge coefficient. So that means that on the level of tangent spaces, this M Hodge on the level of tangent spaces really corresponds to the Hodge coefficient. section is a section which comes out of the harmonic bundle equations. This comes from a harmonic bundle anyway, which I'm not writing down here. An interesting thing is that the formal neighborhood of a preferred section. So take a preferred section and look at each fiber, take the formal completion, then use the ideal to filter that guy. That's actually a mixed Twister structure. And so to simplify, if the preferred section happens to come from a variation Hot structure, that's a mixed Hot structure. The notion of mixed Twister structure was in fact actually suggested by this professor. So given this whole business about lambda connections, filtrations, and so on, a notion of a mixed Twister structure is like a mixed Hot structure, except you forget the Hot filtration. And you just look at the family over P1. So it's a Twister is something over P1, where it's not necessarily Tn equivariant. And then the weight is the cure of being a cure of a given weight. It's a semi-stable bundle over P1. And a mixed Twister structure is a guy with a filtration, a weight filtration, such that it's a bundle over P1 with a weight filtration, such that the quotients are semi-stable of their respective weights. And that actually gives you a theory which works identically to the mixed Hot theory. And that's there to deal with preferred sections which are not themselves variations of Hot structure, so they're not preserved by the GN action. You see, the analytic GN acts on the whole thing, basically because we took this fiber apart. So yeah, some sections are actually the variations of Hot structure are sections from this round T back up to the mean blue. And Twister sections are just sections. Then the final nail in the construction was sort of really shows how this was so at least from my point of view, was an incredibly fruitful observation which came from that letter. Is that if you take the space M Hodge, the Hodge filtration, take out the nilpotent product, so if I think about something lying over lambda equals 0, and nilpotent is the ratio of nilpotent, so throw all those guys out, then take the quotient by the GN action. That's actually a compactification of M Durant. And in sort of the philosophical sense, maybe, what that seems to mean is that the Hodge filtration, somehow it's concentrated at infinity in the space of the connections, in the space of representations, whereas from the previous line, the weight filtration, on the other hand, seems to in some philosophical sense, be concentrated at around finite points. You're always taking this completion with respect to some kind of augmentation ideal or something like that, which in this case means just completing with respect to the ideal of a point. So the weight filtration sort of is in the finite region, and the Hodge filtration in some vague sense is at infinity of the spatial connections. And so and then, I mean, when I say relationship, I don't mean any particular relationship, but I mean, this compactification sort of represents what you might call singular perturbations. So in fact, I think in that sense, you should say that this whole notion of lambda connection actually goes back to Liouville and Liouville was talking about lambda connections. Liouville had differential equations with an epsilon parameter in front of the differentiation. Okay, so on an a priori level, this suggestion of looking at lambda connections was opened up a number of new things, and so it's actually, seems to me at least, pretty natural to look for directions of generalization of the theory. Now, one obvious direction of generalization of the theory is to look at open varieties. That's actually very hard. And I mean, I wouldn't say there's been important progress. I'm not sure to what extent these people have actually done the bottom of the screen. So Takuro Mochizuki and Claude Sama have extensively worked out the theory of harmonic bundles on open varieties. One ingredient, in fact, was this notion of mixed Twister structure. If you need to, that replaces the mixed Hot structures which are used by Hamani Kaplan Smith and Kashiwa Kawai and so on. And then I'm not sure to what extent they sort of looked at the space of lambda connections, but it seems obvious that you could try to do that. That could be interesting. But it's very hard work, so we're not going to do that today. What we say that was also frightening, but it's actually very formal. So now another direction. So instead of generalizing on the variety X, another direction is to try to generalize this H1, this non-abelian H1, try to replace it by some kind of higher non-abelian cohomology. So the first task is to try to figure out what higher non-abelian cohomology actually means. So one way of looking at that is that here we've been looking at H1X with coefficients in CLN. One way of thinking about that is to think of it as a space of mass from some kind of X, which should be CLN. That's the American school, I guess, say. Cohomology is, Island bringing French spaces along. Cohomology is given by mass from your space into some space. So let's just look at try to do the same thing. So try to invent some kind of T to put there, and look at mass from X, from some super X ring into T. So now, what I'm going to talk about today is an example which arises very naturally, which is sort of, seems to me like a good, having the thing which I was just working on recently, it also seems to be a good sort of introduction into this non-abelian cohomology, because it gives you a natural example of something split here at T, which doesn't seem to be totally trivial, but which you can sort of motivate starting from, I mean, we're not just going to introduce it, out of nowhere. nowhere, and we're not just going to pull it out of the hat. I'd like to motivate why you would want to look at this thing. Which I hope people will be familiar with here. So let's consider the following example. Let's suppose we have a smooth morphism f from x to y, between smooth projected varieties, say. Suppose we have a vector bundle with connection in the Durand moduli space of x. Then let's look at the higher direct image, the higher Durand direct image, of course that means tensor E with the relative Durand complex and so on. Then you would apply it to Gauss-Manin connection. You get an element of m Durand of y, coefficient in GL of mi. The mi is an integer which depends on I. And it also depends on E, nabla. And everybody's obviously familiar with this phenomenon. The dimension of cohomology in general when you move things around, right? So when you move around E nabla, when E nabla moves around inside the moduli space representations or bundles with connection, then of course the dimensions can jump. This is a sort of standard hurdle for all sorts of things. So let me just give a totally concrete example. So suppose we take an abelian variety, a three-dimensional abelian variety, look at a hypersurface. Let's take y, here y is the point. I mean, this is basically Atlas and y is the point. Then let's look at the Hodge numbers just to sort of get everybody understanding what's going on here. Let's look at the Hodge numbers of x with coefficients in the trivial local system. So of course it comes from the abelian variety 1, 3, 3, then 3, 9, 3, and since y is a two-dimensional variety, you have uniform homology in the middle dimension. So 3 plus a, 9 plus b, and 3 plus a. And then the dimensions above the middle dimension go back to the same as lower dimensions by left s. On the other hand, so let's suppose, for example, that a is a simple abelian variety. Suppose we have a different line bundle with integrable connection, and let me just take this opportunity to point out that the moduli say m Durand of x with coefficients in GL1 is what those numbers there, so it's the universal extension of the dual abelian variety. Suppose we have a guy which is different from the identity local system. Then by the generic vanishing theorem of Green-Lazarfeld, all the stuff except in the middle dimension vanishes, and by calculating the Euler characteristics stay the same in all this summation stuff. So the dimension of the cohomology is 5 plus 2a plus b in degree 2 and 0 in degree different from 2. So all this stuff here and here sort of collapsed out, and we just get to the stuff which has a different dimension in the middle dimension. Okay. And so here's something which I think is true, but I didn't actually write down the proof of that recently. So you get a vector bundle, you clearly get a vector bundle of rank 5 plus 2a plus b on the complement of the origin in the moduli space. The thing which I think is true is that the vector bundle does not in general actually extend across the origin. So the map that you get from the complement of the origin in the Graham moduli space to VPL of 5 plus 2a plus b, that means the vector bundle, does not extend across the origin, I don't think. I didn't actually calculate the example explicitly, but I think that a while ago I found that calculated something which said that the added singularity was supposed to extend. I don't think it extends. In fact, even if it did extend, we would still want to do something other than that. Okay, so of course the solution of this problem, pretty obviously, is that we'd like to look at the full R F lower star Durand, which is the full complex. Category. Wendell Cockernot called this the extended or enhanced triangulated category. And whenever you hear theorems like, Orlov's theorem about differential graded category of the product is the space of morphisms and so on, that always means actually now the differential graded category, the enhanced category. So now when people say differential graded category, now when people say derived category, they don't really actually mean the enhanced differential graded category. Okay, so now, of course, that does pose a certain number of problems how to actually deal with this notion. And one of the main constructions which we'd like to do is to apply the Dole-Coupe construction. So the Dole-Coupe construction, I'll remind everybody, takes the chain complexes and turns them into simplicial abelian groups. And it's the inverse of the normalization complex functor, going from simplicial abelian groups to chain complexes. And that was given an equivalence of category, when chain complexes of abelian groups supported in the negative degrees. And simplicial abelian groups, so Dole-Coupe is one half of that equivalence. And the thing which I found not easy to find, but Dale says that he'll send you tons of really old references, is that the Dole-Coupe, this construction, is actually compatible with multiplication, which means that it extends to a construction that works on enriched categories. We can apply it to the enrichment and go from a differential graded category to a simplicial category. A simplicial category means a category enriched in simplicial text, or if you like, those kind of topological spaces. And it should be noticed that this construction truncates in degree less than or equal to 2.
Very nice.
Let's go back to our motivating example of why we got to this guy. Why we got to this, remember why we got here, was because we wanted to look at the higher direct image. So we started with the higher direct image defined on the Graham moduli space of CLM. But of course, that's the subspace of the full space of perfect complexes. And you can just define the higher direct image, the Graham higher direct image, from the moduli space of perfect complexes of X, and it goes to the moduli space of perfect complexes of Y. So that's sort of, you might think, the motivation for why we want to introduce this. Because of the jumping of dimensions, you cannot give this map just on the usual one stack. Moduli spaces, this map only exists when we go to this n stack. Of course, it exists most places, I know, on the stratification front, but if you want to sort of get to this map, which is the stack of perfect complexes over a point. That's non-trivial, of course, because we always have to introduce the parameters. And then define m gram x perf as Hom from x to m into the stack perf. This is the Hom of n stacks, or infinite stacks. And x to m, of course, is the thing which is associated to the Durand formal category, which I discovered in Garto's book about crystalline homology. So you have in chapter 6.0, you have a really easy example of a formal category, which is just take x, and that's the object, and the morphism object is the formal completion of the diagonal, and that's the category, the group weighted stack. That's sort of, in crystalline cosmology, is sort of doing that in character CP, which is not easy at all. I wouldn't say anything about. But anyway, in character 6.0, that gives actually, in fact, it's not actually a stack. You think it would be a stack, but it's not. It's just a sheaf. The sheaf which scheme D associates maps from D reduced into X. And so now we got two different ways of defining the Hodge filtration on. So we'd like to think of that as some kind of non-revealing Durand homology of X with coefficients in the stack of perfect complexes. And two different ways of defining the Hodge filtration. One is to take this Hom construction, do Hom of X Hodge. So X Hodge, if you take this formal stack X Durand, this formal category X Durand, you sort of deform the mapping space to its own normal cone. And that gives you a new formal category, which is sort of trivial. It's just the completion of the tangent bundle along the zero section. And so you have, and the deformation of the normal cone is the family over A1, whose fiber over 0 is the X Gilbo formal category, which is the completion of the sort of an abelian formal category. Not the category, but sort of a commutative formal category, where there's only objects which have endomorphisms, and the endomorphisms of an object is the formal completion of the tangent space. So that's the Gilbo guy, and then of course if any lambda different from 0, it's the X string. That's one way. And then we can now it's a stack. You can define a stack and then look at sort of relative mapping space from here over relative to A1 into perf. And you have to put a prime up there because lambda equals 0 means to require some stability in vanishing Chern classes. Then the other way of doing it is to take lambda, which is the Riesz ring of the ring Dx of differential operators. So remember, Dx is the union of differential operators of order R, over R. And this is actually the Hodge filtration on Dx. And if you take the Riesz construction, the Riesz construction is sort of it's what was called C a while ago. But in this case, it's easy to write down. I mean, you can just write it down explicitly. It's just the direct sum of these R pieces. And that's actually an algebra. That's the Riesz algebra. We'll see that coming back in a minute. And then we'll see not even proven. I don't think I actually have really proved it, or even tried to prove it. But I mean, it's stated. Is that these two get the same thing. And then also formally, this RF lower star preserves the Hodge filtration in the sense that it extends to amount on these M Hodge guys. That's also pretty formal. So we'll see here. Now, as I said before, you can think of this as just all coming out from the project of generalizing the whole lambda connections. So, now once we got here, we can go back and say, we can just sort of formally generalize everything